Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Dave Cohen. I'm a director here at Mina Partners. I'd like to welcome you all to our ongoing virtual series, Meet the Directors. We've created to introduce you to our leadership team. What we're hoping to do here is to get to know the team for leading the work here at Mina. We're a young and growing company, and the folks involved with this enterprise are amazing professionals who are passionate about the work we do and have varied backgrounds. So we thought it would be fun to showcase their talents and their history for you. So in this episode, we are lucky to get some time with John Verner, our Director of Business Development here at Mida Partners. John's a local New Englander like me, just a piece down the road in southwestern New Hampshire, and he's responsible for helping us grow the business. So welcome, John, and thanks for joining us today.
Thanks, Dave.
Yeah. And John's been working in the consulting field and software sales space for quite a while. So, John, can you start us off by telling us just a little bit about your professional background and your professional journey up to this point?
Yeah. It's a bit of a unique journey, if you will. And so when I think it comes down to when I was a kid, I was actually a problem solver. I loved puzzles and whatnot, and I've always been a people person. So sales kind of came natural to me at the very beginning of the onset of my career, and I was lucky enough to run into a lot of folks early in my career that pointed me in this direction and really helped guide me. And always been around some solid people that were mentoring me over the course of the beginning of my career, telling me the directions to go and whatnot. But I always have had a passion for understanding how business operates, and I think that's what drove me into the data risk world, if you will, because when you really think about how business operates, data is the lifeline of business, right? And ever since the beginning of my career, looking at places like working for ZoomInfo way back in the day, data was the center of the universe there. It was the center of the universe when I got into identity and access management, and it's still the center of the universe today, right? So I really enjoy helping people solve data risk problems, if you will, and it's what gets me up in the morning. As far as coming to Mina, I think that was a relationship that I had with Eric Dietrich, our managing director. He's not only a great guy, he just knows the space very, very well, and always had a great relationship with him in past life and the people here, right? I think that joining this organization, like you said, Dave, we were lucky from a standpoint of having solid leadership here and really, really smart people internally here. Drives the lifeline of our business, right? So that's definitely why I'm here. I think that the thing that drives me every day is I get up and I get to help people solve really complex challenges, help educate them on the marketplace that we live in, and help them understand that there is a big picture that you should be looking at when it comes to data risk, right? It's not just privacy, it's not cybersecurity, it's not GRC, it's not third party risk, it's a mix of all, right? And making sure that we're helping them paint the picture around how do we address each one of these things symbiotically, if you will. So that just excites me on a daily basis.
Yeah, it's been interesting, John. Speaking of that, I come from the privacy world. I spent many years working at the IAPP. Very much that's how I got into it, information privacy. So I really came in from that side, and you came more primarily from the IT security side. And so it's been, you and I have had some great conversations about that overlap. And as a matter of fact, a little plug for another upcoming program we've got October 17th. I'm going to be hosting a webinar with Heidi Salau on the intersection of privacy and IT security and how it's just critical. And to your point, John, it really is about information risk management, and that's what we do. And here at Mina, we've got both sides of that house. We have folks that specialize in privacy and come from a background of privacy law. We have folks that specialize in IT security, and they come from a more technical background, IT and IT risk and audits. And it's really cool to see those people blended together to work on a fully functional team, across the business units within any organization.
Yeah, Dave, I think it's important that we're helping customers with maximizing the value of data, helping them understand and identify the risks around data, and then ultimately securing, protecting it, right? I think that that's ultimately the biggest challenge that people are faced with is how do we make sure that we're doing all those three things? How do we operationalize this stuff, right?
Hmm.
And make sure that we're getting the right amount of value, have the internal folks here understand why it's so important from an organizational standpoint, right? So when we work
Yeah.
in an organization, sometimes there's a little bit of a mixed bag. There are different priorities in the business and whatnot. Oftentimes they're not communicating efficiently, and it's our job to really help them with that communication stream to let them know that, hey, look, you guys are all dealing with the same things. You're just looking at it a little differently.
Yeah, yeah, and that word operationalize, John, is I use it, I'm sure, every day, if
Yeah.
not multiple times. And in the world that I came from over at the IAPP, I was dealing with a lot of attorneys. And we work really closely with privacy attorneys, both in-house and external advising. And it's such a great partnership because those guys understand the legal requirements. They understand
Yeah.
what the business should be doing, and then we get to take that and translate that into how it actually works inside the organization and how they interface with their customers. So provisioning, setting up all the right systems to make sure that customers have the ability to access their data and exercise their privacy rights
Yeah.
as per the privacy laws. And so it's great to be able to be cross-functional, multifunctional across the
Yeah.
organization.
And where rubber meets the road is, there's a lot of different options out there from a standpoint of uh, help in the space, right? From a standpoint of
Mhm.
companies can help us automate this and make this easy for us to do, right? How do we
Mhm.
improve the communication string all across the organization by putting in a platform that lets us view data, data risk as a whole, right? And
Mhm.
I think that we're lucky, Dave, because we've got the right team to do that. Help people with understanding how to do that, right? I think
Mhm.
that one of the biggest things. I think you nailed it. I came from the technology background. You come from the data privacy side. I think that it's important that we have a lot of players in our organization that focus on different areas of how we help address customer problems, and we're not afraid to bring those people to the table and help customers understand a little bit more fluently how to
Mhm.
articulate the value of their programs and whatnot. But more importantly, I think that we have a pretty large, substantial tech team here that helps them, integrate technology to make it easier, right? So I
Mhm.
think that's a very important value add that we provide.
Yeah, I was just going to say the same thing, John. It's funny, as we were kind of waiting, warming up, and getting ready to start the program here, we were talking about the start of the Bruins season, and being New Englanders here, and I just thought of that analogy of the team, and really here at mine, that's one of the things I love best about the work here is that with every client we assemble a project team, and we've got specialists, so everybody's got their role to play on the team. And
Yeah.
like you said, we've got the IT security folks, we've got the privacy law folks that understand all that, and then we've got the engineers. We've got folks that know how to code and create APIs and understand the systems. So really, for most of our engagements with our clients, we need all those various roles, and we have our own customized method of working together on a project team and working with the clients and giving them progress updates, weekly, and we just have our cadences that we set up with every client with whatever customized team they need. And we can be flexible because we have, back to the sports analogy, we have that bench, right? And we have utility players, we've got specialists, and it's really great and we're all learning from each other all the time too. That's the other thing.
I think we're all driving to a common goal, get the customer to where they need to be, right? And that's the most important thing. I think in my past, I ran into there was a one of my mentors. He said, "Look, the way that you should be thinking about customer success should be this: really leave the customer in a better spot than where they started, right?"
Mhm.
And I think that we're very good at that. Again, we're fortunate that we have very, very smart people that have been in the space, have lived it for as long as
Mhm.
they have, and makes my job a lot easier because I can go to a customer and with 110% confidence, knowing that I'm driving them in the right direction. I'm a people pleaser, Dave, and I know you know that about me. I like it.
Yeah.
I can go back to a customer and and they tell me that they have enjoyed their experience with our team, they've gotten a lot of value out of it, and nothing makes me happier, right? At the end of the day, that's what it's all about.
Yeah, you know, John, my favorite statistic, bar none, for our organization is the 90% of our clients end up doing statement of work number two. You know,
Yes.
for me, that's the measure of success. If we finish a project, as it were, on an engagement, and they have a list of other things now that they've seen who we are, what we can do, they ask us to do more work and stay on. For me, that's what I'm always going for. Is
Speaks
that?
volumes about the team. Speaks
Yeah,
volumes about the team,
yeah.
and the expertise that the team actually holds, and the direction that we can provide clients as well. I think that that's important. There's a lot of clients out there that are really trying to figure out an approach into building up these types of programs, how to operationalize things the right way, keep compliant, and
Yeah.
that's not an easy thing. It gets complex pretty quickly if you really dig into the problems that they're really trying to solve holistically over the whole entire organization. Anyway, it gets very, very complex pretty quickly, and
Mm-hmm.
uh, again, I think it's great that we have a team that knows all these different areas and knows how to translate them into business speak, so that makes it
Mm-hmm.
easier for our customers to gain value out of what we're doing for them.
Yeah, we have that common language that we all speak. So,
Yeah.
well, John, I know we only have a couple minutes left here, and I know we all work really hard, and we spend a lot of our time at our jobs and working, and we love it, and we're passionate about it. But we do spend some time outside of work as well. Can you tell the folks a little bit about what some of your passions and interests are outside of the work?
Anybody that knows me around the parts of Mina know that I coach baseball on the side. I coach sports on the side, and that's something that I love to do. I just like teaching kids how to, better themselves in their sports, as well as, make better humans out of them, if you will.
Yeah.
There's life lessons in any sports that you're really focused on out there. Specifically, I teach pitching in baseball. I think that pitching is a lost art, if you will.
Yeah.
But outside of that, Dave, I know that you and we share a passion of music. I've been playing music all my life, and been in a few different bands, and I just have a lot of fun getting up on stage and making a fool out of myself, and making some good music at the same time, and having a lot of fun with some of my friends. And now I actually invested in some recording technology, so I'm starting to work on a solo album that I'm going to put together, and I'm pretty excited about that. Should be interesting how that turns out. Finally, last but not least, Dave, I know that you and we've been talking about this for a while. I'm now that we're past the pandemic, and shows are starting to happen again and whatnot. I definitely need to spend a little bit more time getting myself to some live venues and seeing some shows. I saw the Black Crowes a few months ago, and that was awesome. Miss doing that, and hope to do a lot more of that in the near future here. I know that you and were talking earlier about potentially going and seeing a couple shows over your way.
Yeah, we've got some great venues, and hope to be able to go catch a show sometime in the near future. And as fall chills up here, and the leaves are all starting to change color, and getting into getting into a venue and being able to see some music, that'll be great. So, well, great. So, John, thanks so much for spending time. I know we both have busy days ahead of us with many back to the project work and working with our clients. But I really appreciate you taking a few minutes out of your busy day and making some time to chat with us this morning. If you'd like to get in touch with us, we'll be posting in just a moment here. There's some contact information for John. Feel free to click on that. It's a live link, and reach out to him directly if you have any questions or would like us to learn a little bit more about Mina Partners, who we are and what we do. And my contact information will be up there as well. And for some of you, we might as well mention, as we're continuing to mention over the coming months, that we are now Mina Partners, but we were formerly Level Up Consulting Partners. And nothing's changed other than a rebrand. So this is a new image for us, a new logo, new name, but the team is the same, the mission is the same, the organization is the same. Nothing's changed in that respect, but do know that we are formerly Level Up Consulting Partners, and we are now Mina Partners. So with that, thanks everybody for spending just a few minutes with us, getting to know John and taking some time with us. And I hope all of you have a fantastic rest of your day and finish to the week. And do get in touch. We'd love to hear from you. So with that, I'll take us to a program close. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Thanks, Dave.